Right. So SA 550, which is on related parties, and we talked about the first response. The first response of the auditor is for related party transactions which are, or relationships which are unidentified or undisclosed. And unidentified, undisclosed related party relationships and transactions. Okay. Right, you know, nowadays you even get Infosys ka cycle. No? You've not seen with the brand name Infosys there is a cycle? Nobody? Yes, because you don't get. Okay, right. If you ever get, then that will be a related party transaction which is outside the normal course of business, ONCB. Related party transactions which are outside the normal course of business. है ना? ONCB. What is ONCB? Yes, outside the normal course of business. It's like, doesn't make any sense na, for Infosys to start trading in bicycles. See, Mercedes ka cycle still I can imagine. And milta bhi hai. Okay, but then why would Infosys go into the manufacturing and trading of cycles? Right, so what is it? Relate, and that too with a related party. So related party transactions which are outside the normal course of business means we are talking about related party transactions which are prima facie biased. Yes, we are talking about related party transactions which are prima facie biased. ONCB. What is ONCB? Outside the normal course of business. तो पहले तो फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्स ना, रिस्पॉन्सेज में ऑडिटर का क्वेश्चंस देखो. पहले तो यू टेल मी हु ऑथराइज्ड, हु अप्रूव्ड एंटरिंग इनटू सच अ रिलेटेड पार्टी ट्रांजैक्शन. किसने अलाउ किया कि इन्फोसिस के नाम का साइकिल का दुकान ओपन करो? Did the top management approve? Did the management of the company approve? Who approved? Who authorized entering into such a related party transaction, and that too outside the normal course of business? Second, please tell me, what is the business rationale behind entering into such a transaction? What is the business rationale? What business sense does it make for you? Well, you know, our employees' health is not very good these days, so we thought we'll give cycles, then they'll come to cycle by office, so their health will improve. Well, what story? What is the business rationale behind entering into such a transaction? Are they consistent with the third response I am writing? Second response over here, your third point. Anyways, let him understand, because next point he won't understand. Then he will ask you for that point. Right. Consistent with the management's explanation. So management has said, no, CA, that was not a cycle ka business. That was just, some other business which we were doing, some products or other things. No, it was not cycle. So different explanation, and what you see actually the transaction, it is altogether different. So is it consistent with the management's explanation, and whether the disclosures of the transactions have been done in accordance with the AFRF? Because that AS5, what is AS5? Prior period exceptional, non-recurring, extraordinary, exceptional items have to be shown separately. So it says all these transactions outside the normal course of business, have they be shown separately? And a one-time windfall profit or windfall loss, so whether it has been shown separately. So disclosures of these related party transaction outside the normal course of business, have they been done in accordance with the AFRF? Right, so those are the responses of the auditor for related party transactions which are outside the normal course of business. Who authorized? Who approved? What is the business rationale? Is it consistent with the management's explanation, and whether disclosures have been given in accordance with the AFRF? Now your life is very confusing. Day before also I taught you one A, B, C, D, E, where She remembers the first point, appointment. Tell me the points. Bolo.
The auditor's appointment, we was.
Which standard? 260. In that, significant matters. And 3 points we had over there. Na? Significant, what do you say, findings from the audit, significant difficulties in the audit, and significant matters. Under matters, we had A, B, C, D, E. The appointment, the accounting practices, the fees and other services. Then the business conditions. Then the consultations taken by the management from other accountants. Disagreements with the management. And events and conditions of the events and transactions, and significant events or transactions of the entity. Okay, so that was significant matters, and this is our ONCB. And ONCB is equal to ABCD. What is ABCD? Who authorized? Who approved? What is the business rationale? Is it consistent with the terms of transactions? Are they consistent with the management's explanation? And whether the transactions have been accounted for and disclosed in accordance with the AFRS. Right, so that's the second response of the auditor, that is regarding the related party transactions which are outside the normal course of business. Third response of the auditor is whether these related party transactions, are they the arm's length transaction? Because I purchased this consignment of 5,000 laptops from my related party, I got each laptop for 40,000 rupees. Same laptop, I would have purchased it from a non-related party. Would it have been at the same price, same terms and condition? If yes, then it is arm's length. If not, then it is not arm's length. You understand? Next one, audit evidence. Whether the disclosures of the related parties have been done in accordance with the AFRF. Simply over here, AS 18. Disclosures have been done in accordance with the AFRF. Right, and the last one, you need to obtain the written representations from the management. Right, so that is SA 550. Right. NERP, then ONCB, then arm's length transaction, then audit evidence, and then the written representations. So now, when any question is asked in the exams regarding related parties, one, you have to make a reference to AS 18. Second, you have to make a reference to SA 550. Third, you have to make a reference to section 185, 186, 87, 88 of the Companies Act 2013. And fourth, you also have to make a reference to clause 13 of CARO 2016. Which is regarding related parties. Whether related party transactions, yes, are in compliance with section 177 and 188 of the Companies Act 2013, and whether the disclosures have been done in accordance with the applicable accounting standards. Right, so what does it say? Whether related party transactions, are they in compliance with section 177 and 188 of the Companies Act 2013, and whether the disclosures of the related party transactions have been done in accordance with the applicable accounting standard. Obviously, that would be AS 18. You understand? So this is how your case study should look complete from all aspects. If they ask you ONCB, then no need to write all this. Then you have to write only ABCD. But as a general, when a case study comes, then these are the sections that you have to refer. These are the points which you need to refer to. 1 AS 18, then SA 550, then Companies Act 2013, and then clause 13 of CARO 2016. And clause 13 is regarding related parties. Do you get that? Right, so in 550, I have prepared two charts. One, the risk and the response ka chart. And second, I have prepared these three retail charts. Records and documents, NERP, and then the ONCB. Records and documents, then audit procedures for newly identified related parties and related party transactions which are outside the normal course of business. Records and documents has been asked. ONCB has been asked. So what is pending to be asked is NERP, that is audit procedures for newly identified related parties. Does everybody get that? Right, so let's come to the question bank of SA 550. JY and Company is appointed as an auditor of Breeze Limited. JY and Company seeks your guidance for reviewing the records and documentation of the company regarding related party transaction in the normal course of business. Describe the steps to be followed. So you have to mention the records and documents. Next one, how can an auditor identify related parties? Elaborate how the statutory auditor can verify the existence of related parties. So again, you have to write down the records and documents. Right, next one. In the course of audit of Q Limited, its statutory auditor wants to be sure of the adequacy of related party disclosures. Kindly guide the auditor in identifying the sources of related party information. So again, you have to write down the records and documents. So 5 times in different ways they've asked records and documents only. Second one, in the course of your audit, you have come across related party transaction which prima facie appears to be biased, matlab ONCB. And how would you deal with this? So related party transaction outside the normal course of business. And ABCD, who authorized, who approved. What is the business rationale? Is it consistent with the management's explanation and whether it has been accounted for, disclosed in accordance with the AFRF? Yes, next page. Yes, question number 5. Read. The training partner in your office is aware that you have covered 550 in your professional studies. He's asked you to help him prepare for a training session he has to give. A list of possible features which would lead you to investigate a particular transaction to determine whether it is related party, and the summary of the general procedures you would perform to ensure that all material related party transactions have been identified. So again, you have to write down the risk assessment procedures of SA 550. Right, so that completes SA 550. Yes, so very important standard. SA 550, which is on related parties. Right, so with that, I come to the next standard, SA 560, which is on subsequent events, which is the corresponding accounting standard, AS4. Okay, so most of these standards on auditing are having a corresponding accounting standard. Okay, now, how has AS4 defined subsequent events as? Those are the types of events. Events occurring after the date, after the balance sheet date, till the date of approval of financial statements by the board. So say if I am doing the audit for the year ended 31st March 2018, then events occurring between 1st April 2018, say date of report is 25th of April 2018. These are subsequent events. These subsequent events could be of 2 types. It could be an adjusting event or it could be a non-adjusting event, or you can also call it as a disclosure event. Right? Debtor of the company became insolvent on 12th of April. 12th April 2018. Did the debtor exist on 31st of March? Yes. So, adjusting event you need to provide for. Fire took place and a fire occurred in the company's premises on 7th of April. Company suffered a loss of 700 crore. Did the fire exist on 31st of March? No, but such a huge loss suffered. So that is why you say you will at least disclose. So that is non-adjusting event, disclosure event. Now, SA 560 has defined the subsequent events as events occurring after the financial statement date. ठीक है, वहाँ पे बोला है बैलेंस शीट, यहाँ पे बोला है फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स till the date of the auditor's report. वहाँ पे क्या बोला है? Till the date of approval by board. Here till the date of the auditor's report. And 560 doesn't stop over here. It goes further and says facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the auditor's report. Means as per SA 560, those subsequent events are never ending. Because fact which becomes known to the auditor after the date of the audit report, there is no closing point to it, no. Open-ended. Facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the audit report. So I may come to know about it after 8 years also. And facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the auditor's report. Right. Then SA 560 has further divided these two after the date of financial statements till the date of audit report into two. They call it as, it could be a type 1 event or it could be a type 2 event. Can anybody guess what is a type 1 event? Oops. Nothing but the adjusting event of AS4. And what is a type 2 event? Nothing but the non-adjusting event of AS4. So as an auditor, what do I need to check? Okay, for type 1 event, adjustment has been done. For type 2 event, disclosures have been done. And facts. I came to know this on 30th of May. What is the date of my report? 25th of April 2018. What is the fact? I'll give you examples of fact. But say I came to know the fact on 30th of May 2018. You know, had I known the fact on the date of my audit report, it would have caused the auditor to amend the auditor's report. ये तो मुझे report के बाद पता चला. Had I known this on the date of report, I would have issued another report. Now, for type 1 and type 2 event, auditor, you need to obtain the sufficient appropriate audit evidence. And to facts, you need to respond appropriately. अब चिड़िया तो चुग गई खेत. अब report तो गया. अब now you come to know a fact. So it says now respond appropriately. Do you understand? SA 560, subsequent events means events occurring after the date of the financial statements till the date of the auditor's report, and facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the auditor's report. Between the date of financial statements till the date of audit report, adjustment of or disclosure in the financial statements. And for that you need to obtain the sufficient appropriate audit evidence. And for facts, that had these been known to the auditor on the date of the audit report, it would have caused the auditor to amend the auditor's report. So to facts, you need to respond appropriately. Right? Read the objectives of SA 560. This one. Understood? We've just analyzed the objective of the essay. Have you found out all the words over there? Obtain evidence, adjustment, disclosure between the date of financial statements and the date of audit report, and respond appropriately to facts that would have caused the auditor to amend the auditor's report. And I've already discussed type 1, type 2. It's nothing but the adjusting and non-adjusting events of AS4. You understand, no? A debtor became insolvent, adjusting event. Fire took place in the company's premises, non-adjusting event. Right? That is the type 2 event. Right. Now I come to the audit procedures for subsequent events. Right. Now we shall talk about the audit procedures for subsequent events. Whose responsibility? Subsequent events? Management's responsibility, because AS4 also applicable, no? Right, so whose responsibility? Management's responsibility. So audit procedures, first and last point? Understand, make inquiries of the management. Yes, and last one, obtain the written representations from the management. See, I have not made these points common. What I observed by teaching the standards as these are common, and that is why I've told you. And okay, most like what you've seen, in almost all the answers we are writing this first and last point. Understand, make inquiries of the management, because everything related to financial statements, whose responsibility? Management's responsibility. So that is why understand, make inquiries of the management. And the last one, obtain the written representations from the management. Now, right now, I'm only talking about this part of the subsequent events. Fact ka part, we'll deal with that later. Right now, I'm only talking about up to the date of the auditor's report. So in my example, what is the period of subsequent event? 1st April 2018 to 25th of April 2018. Means checking anything on or before 31st of March 2018 is not going to serve my purpose. I will not come to know about subsequent event. Now, if I have to check subsequent event, I have to go beyond the date of the financial statements. So how much beyond should I go? It says to the extent possible, latest available till the date of the report, to that extent you should go. So what is the funda of the auditor? Ask, and indirectly check. So directly I ask them. Now, what inquiries of the management will I do regarding subsequent events? And that's another retail question asked in your exams. Inquiries of management regarding subsequent events. So now, you have to go and sit in front of the management. They'll ask, CA, why, what discussion you've come today? He says, today I've come for inquiry regarding subsequent events. Hello. So now this you will have to go, say 25th April is board meeting. So 22nd, 23rd April. Hello. So now what inquiries of the management are you going to make regarding subsequent events? First, one set of inquiry will be regarding their assets. We'll ask, management, is there any doubt regarding the recoverability of your assets? Have any of your assets been destroyed by fire, flood, earthquake? Now we'll have to inquire, how much of 500, 1000 note was there? Impaired? You understand? No. So have any assets been destroyed by fire, flood, earthquake? Have any assets been seized by government authorities? Is there any assets which are held for disposal or which you have disposed of after the date of the financial statements? है ना? So once recoverability मतलब debtor ना बोलते अरे don't ask हमारे 10 debtor डूब गए तो डूब गए तो provide. They say अरे बहुत बड़ा आग लग गया तो again disclose. है ना? Seized by government authorities, so again disclosure event. Disposal, so it may also have an impact on going concern. 80% asset बेच दिया. You understand? So one set of inquiry which I make is regarding the assets. Then I will also inquire regarding the accounting. I will inquire, have you changed any of your accounting policy in 2018-19? after 31st of March? Is there any major accounting entry which you have taken, any amalgamation entry or so after 31st of March? Is there any change in the estimates which you had calculated? So again, disclosure event. Is there any change in the method of computation of estimates? Right. Then are you planning any issue of shares or debentures? They say, Hamara draft red herring prospectus, we have filed it. So any planned issue of shares or debentures? Any new borrowings or loans, which they are going to take from the bank? Any new borrowings or so? These are the inquiries of management regarding the subsequent events. And inquiries of management. So again, if you have that audit software, in that audit software, this is also there, and a subsequent events inquiry form. So looking at the form, you have to just go and then 3 options, yes, no, not applicable. And you have to ask all these questions to the client. And obviously, how are all these forms and templates prepared? Keeping in mind these standards, essays. And okay, what is the requirement? And accordingly, they prepare the checklist. Right, so these are the inquiries of the management. And in addition to that, how will you indirectly check? You shall read. Obviously, I don't have to audit anything after the date of the audit report, after the date of financial statements. My audit is as of 31st March 2018. So I shall only read the latest. यानी कि रिपोर्ट साइन करने के पहले जितना लेटेस्ट हो सकता है उतना लेटेस्ट minutes of the meeting. Because from the minutes of the meeting, I'll come to know any planned disposal of assets, any status of litigations and claims or so, any IPO of the company coming or so. Then read the latest. It says budgets, cash flow forecasts of the entity, because from there also I'll come to know their future prospects. Then it says read the latest position of the legal cases. Okay, whether any order has come further from the court regarding the matter going on. And read the latest interim financial statements. Say your audit report is to be given on 30th of August. So now what is your subsequent event? 1st April to 30th of August. So obviously uske pehle April, May, June, 1 quarter is over. So that quarter ka financial statements would have been prepared. So you can also have a look at them. So what it says, read the latest. जितना मीटिंग के पहले लेटेस्ट हो सकता है उतना लेटेस्ट. Minutes of the meeting, budgets, cash flow forecasts, interim financial statements, position of legal cases. Do you understand that? Audit procedures to identify subsequent events. So as at least this much fit into your mind, first and last point, and directly ask, indirectly check. You have to indirectly check now. So when you start thinking, then you will think of writing some other points. कि अभी कहाँ से check करूँ? Indirectly, from where do I check it? Okay. Now, yes. Wait, I have not yet discussed the facts. After I discuss, you'll ask a question. Okay, right. Then after that, yes, branch auditor, to whom does he submit his report? This is the reason for attempts, sir. I'm telling you. I don't know whether you've written any, but if you write, then this is the reason, going to be the reason for it. How? You've not asked for repeating today. Okay, right, he's done your work today. Okay, the branch auditor, to whom does he submit the report? Principal auditor, company auditor. Sometimes simple questions are very difficult to answer. Okay, what internal auditor? तो मैं क्या करूँ? You examiner को you will go and tell क्या कि मुझे ऐसा लगा इसलिए मैंने ऐसा लिखा. Oh, right. Yes, branch subsequent events. So, to whom does the branch auditor issue his report? Principal auditor. And then the principal auditor, the company auditor, considering the report of the branch auditor, issues the final report to the shareholders. Is that okay? Now, so branch auditor has issued his report to the principal auditor on 20th of April. So branch auditor has considered subsequent events related to the branch up to which date? Up to 20th of April. 1st April to 20th of April. And 1st April to 20th of April. The branch auditor has considered the subsequent events related to the branch. And then after that he issued his report to the principal auditor, and then the principal auditor, or I can call him as the company auditor, he issued the final report to the shareholders on 25th of April. So ultimately, when did the final reporting of the branch also happen? 25th of April for the company as a whole. But branch auditor has considered subsequent events up to which date? 20th of April. So what about subsequent events between 20th of April to 25th of April related to the branch? Whose responsibility? They are the responsibility of the company auditor. Very simple. If debtor of branch becomes insolvent on 17th of April, branch auditor's responsibility. If he becomes insolvent on 22nd of April, company auditor's responsibility. So this is one more work for principal auditor. He has to consider the subsequent events after the date of issue of the branch auditor's report till the date of issue of the final audit report. So understand, debtor of branch became insolvent on 17th April. Whose responsibility? Branch auditor. Debtor of branch became insolvent on 22nd April. Whose responsibility? Company auditor, principal auditor's responsibility. Right. And now I come to the discussion regarding the facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the auditor's report. Right. First tell me, does the auditor have any obligation to perform any audit procedure after the date of the audit report? No obligation to perform any procedure. But he may come across a fact. Yes, pay attention. Right? I'll not write anything over here. First you listen. Right. I am doing the audit for 2018. While doing the audit for 18, I am checking the comparative information of 2017 in accordance with SE 710, comparative information. Now, 2017 ka report when I would have issued? Last year, say 25th of April 2017. Now, today is say 20th of April 2018. And 25th April, I have to issue 2018 audit report. And while doing the audit of 2018, I am checking the comparative information of 2017. And what happened when I was checking the comparative information, I got a misstatement in the comparative information. Quickly, I opened the audit report of last year and check whether I had reported it last year. If I had reported it last year, very happy. No. You had not reported this misstatement last year. And this year, 20th of April 2018, you are coming to know that the report which you had issued on 25th of April 2017 requires modification. This year you come to know that your last year ka report is galat. So obviously what is this? Fact. That becomes known to the auditor after the date of the audit report. See, Satyam ka auditors up to 31st of, up to 30th of September 2008, they were giving the audit report true and fair, quarter pe. I'm talking quarter tak, 30th September quarter tak. They were giving the report true and fair, true and fair, true and fair. They were also in the tayari to give the report on 31st of December 2008 also true and fair, true and fair, true and fair. This type of reports, just for my example, they were giving for last 7 years since the company was formed, but mainly the fraud took place over the last 7 years. So they were saying true and fair for all the quarters. And then on 7th of January 2009, I showed you that confession letter, wherein it was said that the company's accounts are, manipulated and there is so much of bogus cash and so. And then the auditor came to know that all the reports that I have issued so far are all not correct. You understand, no? Facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the auditor's report. Like Satyam being a best example for that. Okay, say another, now not so far, एक साल का फर्क नहीं, now I'll show little bit फर्क. 25th of April 2018 is the date of the report. 30th of September is going to be the AGM, है ना, where the accounts are going to be approved. है ना? Before that only, on 25th of May, I came to know a fact. But abhi tak to the financial statements are not issued. And at that time, I came to know a fact. Then what fact? I say, had I known this on the date of report, it would have caused the auditor to amend the audit report. Okay. Now say post-qualification, you join a Big Four. You understand? And then once you join a Big Four, you are put on some assignment. And you are told, okay, Monday morning, you have to go to Chennai. You understand? Say for a particular audit, next 10 days you have to be over there. So obviously when you come to know that Monday you have to go to Chennai and this is the client. So what you do? First pick up the file from the cupboard. Because you know you have to carry this file with you. Okay, so now, so say tomorrow morning, hai na, say 5:30, say 6 o'clock flight, 6:30 flight. Okay, so today or tomorrow if anybody asks you throughout the day, okay, by what time did you finish filling up your bag? Okay, so you say I had finished filling up my bag at 10 o'clock. This is situation 1. When while filling the bag, you also remembered about the file which you had got from office, which you had to put into the bag. Situation 2. At 10 o'clock, when you filled your bag, you did not remember about the file. And you went off to bed. And then all of a sudden, due to some sound outside, you got up at 12 o'clock in the night. And then all of a sudden, you remembered, that file which I had got from office, that was not put only in the bag. So now, what you do? 12 o'clock in the night, you get up. You understand? Now, so you open the suitcase and the bag which you have filled up. Do you empty the entire bag? No, entire bag as it is. You just open the bag, you put this file into that bag and you close the bag. You understand? Now if anybody asks you, at what time did you finish filling up the bag? So what you will say? Pura bag 10 baje, sirf file 12 baje. Okay, and situation 3. 10 o'clock, you didn't remember. 12 o'clock, you didn't remember. Next morning, in the clouds also, you didn't remember. Then you went to the hotel, you checked in. Then you went to client place, had nashta, breakfast. Then after that, now you thought, let me do some work. And then work, you said file. Where is file? File is in Pune. You understand? So then now you have to call up your senior. Then left, right, center. You understand now? This is the attitude of your generation. This is the carelessness. You have to listen to. You have to face it. You understand now? You will have to listen all the lecture. Then after that, then they'll send you a few documents and a scan. Then the file will be sent by courier or whatever. So now entire bag filled at 10 o'clock. But for the file, you have to take the firing of the senior. You understand? Similarly, now these facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the auditor's report have been further divided under 2. Before the flight has taken off and after the flight has taken off. Idhar bhi tha na? Before the flight has taken off and after the flight has taken off. So before the flight has taken off matlab before the financial statements are issued. Yani ke before 30th of September but after 25th of April. And second, after the financial statements are issued. Hannah, facts that become known to the auditor after the date of the audit report has been further divided under 2. Before the financial statements are issued and after the financial statements are issued. Now in both the cases, first you will do DDI. What is DDI? discuss the matter with the management. With a very gross face, go and sit in front of client. Client facts, what to do. Discuss the matter with the management. Next, determine whether the financial statements need amendment. Financial statement don't need amendment, very good, just relax. Financial statements need amendment, that is what auditor thinks. But अपने सोचने से क्या होता है? You have to inquire how management intends to address the issue. है ना? And then two things may happen. Can anybody tell me?
Amendment will be required and no amendment.
नहीं, amendment is तो required. तो ही आगे बात करने का. Determine whether financial statements need amendment. अगर See, let me tell you again. थोड़ा अच्छे words use करो, है ना? You have to look.
Auditor we need to modify.
Let me repeat. Discuss the matter with the management. Okay, what happened? Why this Satyam confession letter has come? Second, determine whether the financial statements need amendment. They don't require amendment, no need to inquire. Get up and go home. इधर ही डिसाइड हो जाएगा. थर्ड स्टेप, यू से नहीं अमेंडमेंट तो करना ही पड़ेगा. ये फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट में इसका एंट्री लेना ही पड़ेगा, इसका इफेक्ट लेना ही पड़ेगा. सो यू डिटरमाइन कि फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स नीड अमेंडमेंट. नाउ आई तो कांट अमेंड, ऑडिटर कांट अमेंड, सो दैट्स व्हाई आई गो टू मैनेजमेंट. मैनेजमेंट क्या प्लान है?
Disclosure in financial statement or
No. Adjusting, non-adjusting, khatam. Inquire as to how management intends to address the issue. Two possibilities. Management amends, management does not amend, management amends, management does not amend. Before the financial statements are issued and you think financial statements need amendment, so you go to management and tell, they say CA chalo, तुम बोलते हो ना तो कर लेते हैं. They amend and they say CA, we are not going to amend. Here also, after the financial statements are issued, management amends. है ना? Management amends and management does not amend the financial statements. है ना? Does not amend. If they amend, pay attention. I'm talking about before the financial statements are issued now. Before the financial statements are issued and they amend, then that is called as revision of financial statements. And here if they amend, here if they amend before the financial statements are issued, then that is called as revision of financial statements. And after the financial statements are issued, then that is called as restatement of accounts, restated accounts. Satyam के आए थे पता है, restated accounts for 2007, 8 and 8, 9. Restated accounts. Because you know after the financial statements are issued, already हर एक shareholder के घर पे annual report की copy है. You understand now? Already the results of the company, hai na, the financial statements are with the shareholders. So before the financial statements are issued and after the financial statements are issued, in both cases common, DDI. And then amend, does not amend, does not amend. If management amends, they say CA, we will take this entry. It is after the date of the report but before the financial statements are issued. What does it say? Carry out additional audit procedures restricted to that amendment. Will you do the entire audit again on 25th of May? Say you came to know the fact on 25th of May and report date was 25th of April. Will you do the entire audit again? No. Additional procedures restricted to that amendment. Now, in your new audit report, there will be two dates, dual dating. One, the original date. है ना? Original date क्या है? 25th of April 2018. Now in this new audit report, there will be two dates. One, 25th of April, except as to note Y. Note Y में what? That change has been explained. Fact has been explained. Which is as of 30th of May 2018. तो पूरे फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स के लिए रिपोर्ट का डेट क्या है? 25th of April. सिर्फ वो एक नोट वाई में जो फैक्ट लिखा है उसके लिए रिपोर्ट का डेट क्या है? 30th of May. पूरा बैग कितने बजे भर के हो गया था? 10 बजे. सिर्फ फाइल 12 बजे. Yes, and in the new audit report, you will mention this in the emphasis of matter paragraph. Okay, the additional procedures are restricted to the amendment, and we have not done the entire audit again. So, additional procedures, 2 dates, and new audit report. Right, management does not amend. They say, CA, no, we are not going to take entry. We are not going to amend financial statements. What you do? Modify opinion, issue new audit report in accordance with SA 705. But now you know what is the sankat? What is the problem? You've already issued a report. And now you're issuing one more report. So now, what are the steps taken by management? Steps to be taken, rather not management. Steps taken to prevent reliance on the previously issued audit report. See, very seedha, if they take steps, very good. Otherwise, we have to take the steps. Because they will go in jail, along with them, they'll take us also. You understand? So, steps taken by the auditor to prevent reliance on the previously issued audit report. Management amends. Now, what am I talking about? After the financial statements are issued. Then what does it say? Carry out audit procedures. Up to it is full audit again, as required. And also verify the steps taken by the management to prevent reliance on the previously issued audit report. Steps taken by the management. This is the confession letter. See this, Mahindra Satyam. These are their restated accounts. They had prepared the report again. You understand? No, this is 152 pages. This is not that one. Okay, yes, here. है ना, this was the 348 जब 2 साल का एक साथ इशू किया था, है ना. So everywhere they are talking about the restatement of accounts now. Restatement of fictitious cash and bank balances. So right after it was renamed as Mahindra Satyam, right, the overall impact of the unrecorded transactions, and they are talking also about the restatement done of the accounts, right. So restatement of the fictitious bank balances and the increasing fictitious debtors and cash and bank and decrease in advance tax and so. Right, so what was that? The restated, and obviously they will not do the mistake of getting the restated accounts audited from the same auditor. So they appointed a different auditor itself for doing the audit of the restated accounts. Right, so audit procedures to be performed and steps taken by the management. And again, if management does not amend, then again, now so you can't issue a new audit report also. Because already annual report has reached to all the shareholders. No. So now again, steps taken to prevent reliance on the previously issued audit report. And the steps taken by the auditor to prevent reliance on the previously issued audit report. So in case of Satyam, the PwC had come up with a public notice after the fraud was known. Okay, whatever opinion we have expressed on the financial statements of Satyam is incorrect and unreliable. You understand? They had later on, yes, said that whatever opinion we have expressed is incorrect and unreliable. Right? So simple. No, management, you take the steps. If you don't take the steps, then we will take the steps. Okay, this part they are yet to ask question in the exam. And this is not there in the AS. AS doesn't talk about the facts. Yes, do you have a question about the facts?
Actually, the facts were existing before.
No, you didn't know them. If you had known them as on the date of report, then
Okay, so as per AS4, they are existing events because those were existing.
no, AS4 existing event is up to the date of approval, na. These जब तक approve नहीं होता है, तब तक audit report issue नहीं होता है. So this is after the date of audit report. So it has got nothing to do with adjusting and non-adjusting of AS4. It has got nothing to do with that.
Now for the branch subsequent events, does the branch auditor continue to be responsible after 20?
No, he does not. It's the company auditor's responsibility. After the date of audit report of branch auditor till the date of audit report of principal auditor, subsequent events related to the branch is principal auditor's responsibility. So branch auditor will not be considered to be responsible.
Is the company auditor responsible during 1st April to 20th of April?
No, that is the responsibility of the branch auditor. Yes, branch auditor's responsibility.
And actually, so in case of facts, if after the audit report, the auditor understands that this financial statements, this fact was not disclosed, so those financial statements are misstated.
So that is why he wants to issue a new report, no?
So his opinion was also not right.
So that is why he wants to modify opinion. Na? That is why he is issuing a new audit report. Okay. And first thing, the matter, when does it go further? When the financial statements need amendment. If you say there is no amendment required, then the standard gets over there only. But if they need amendment, then you need to ask management, kya plan hai? Then two plans could be there. They amend, they don't amend. They amend, they don't amend. Does everybody understand that? Right. So let's have a look at the question bank of SA 560. Right. Yes. Question number 1. Briefly describe the auditor's responsibilities regarding subsequent events, audit procedures on subsequent events. So you have to remember, read latest. First and last point, and then read latest. Question number 3. A fire broke out on 15th of May, in which material worth 50 lakh, which was lying in stock since 1st March, was totally destroyed. The financial statements of the company have not been adopted till the date of fire. The management of the company argues that since the loss occurred in the year 12-13, no provision for the loss needs to be made in 11-12. Is the contention of the management right?
Correct.
Not correct? They should make a provision?
No, fire
Why to make why to make an adjustment?
Because the stock was there as of 31st of March. Condition of fire was not.
Don't get emotional. Just because fire loss, that is why you say, provide. Follow accounting standard, not disclosure, no provision. The contention of the management is absolutely right. There is no provision required. Why? Because the loss has occurred in the next year. The stock existed since last 10 years. The fire did not exist as on the date of the balance sheet. This case requires attention to SA 560 and AS4. Happy examiner. If you write this combination, SA 560 and AS4. As per AS4, adjustments to assets and liabilities are required for events occurring after the balance sheet date that provide additional information materially affecting the determination of amounts relating to the conditions existing at the balance sheet date, or that indicate the fundamental accounting assumption of going concern is not appropriate. AS4 also requires disclosures of the non-adjusting event in the report of the approving authority. Further, as per 560 subsequent events, the auditor should assure that all events occurring subsequent to the date of financial statements and for which the AFRF requires adjustment or disclosure have been adjusted or disclosed. The event took place after the close of the accounting year and does not relate to condition existing at the balance sheet date. Thus, it will have no effect on the items appearing at the balance sheet date because as per AS4 have to be adjusted that provide evidence for conditions that existed at the balance sheet date. But last point is different, the however ke aage. However, the auditor has to ensure that this loss will not materially affect the substratum of the enterprise as per its nature, size and complexity, thus subject to satisfaction in respect of non-violation of going concern concept. The company is correctly accounted by not providing the provision. However, the auditor is required to ensure the proper disclosure of the above mentioned event. Right, question number 4. Yes, should they provide for? Yes, because the liability existed. It was already in arrears. Now look at the round which they take. This case requires attention to 560, AS4 and AS29. Jag ghumiya. You understand? Sab jagah ghum ke aata hai ye log. You understand? Right. As per AS4, फिर अभी एक एक को लिया line पे. See now, first as per AS4, then as per AS29, and then as per SA 560. Right. As per AS4, contingencies and events, adjustments to assets and liabilities are required for events occurring after the balance sheet date that provide additional information materially affecting the determination of amounts. Similarly, as per AS29, future events that may affect the amount required to settle an obligation should be reflected in the amount of a provision where there is sufficient objective evidence that the event will occur. In the instant case, whatever has happened, it is quite, then I'm coming further, it is quite clear that the obligation requires provision for outstanding expenses as per AS4 and AS29. As per SA 560, the auditor should assure that all events occurring subsequent to the date of financial statements and for which the AFRF requires adjustment or disclosure have been adjusted or disclosed. It's in your own benefit that you learn this sentence. And you have to mitigate risk. So to mitigate risk, you have to learn a few sentences. Which sentence? For fifth last line in the answer, as per SA 560. The auditor should assure that all events occurring subsequent to the date of financial statements and for which the AFRF requires adjustment or disclosure have been adjusted or disclosed. So the auditor should ask the management to adjust the sum of 1.5 crore by making a provision. If the management does not accept the auditor request of the auditor, he should qualify the audit report. ये भी एक fixed है. You do it or I will do it. You make the disclosures, you take the entry into the book. If you don't take it, I will take it to the report. So the auditor should request the management to adjust the sum by making a provision. If the management does not accept the request, the auditor should qualify the audit report. Do you understand that, right? So that is SA 560 on subsequent events. Next standard, SA 570, which is on going concern, is an ATF mein top 10. Right, so that SA 240 also which I had done, that was also ATF mein top 10. 505, 550 are only ATF. We did yesterday 505, today 550, those are ATFs. But 240, ATF mein top 10. And second in line with that is SA 570, again ATF mein top 10. SA 570, which is regarding the going concern. What corresponding accounting reference can you give me for going concern? AS1, fundamental accounting assumption used in the preparation of the financial statements that the entity will continue its operations for a foreseeable future. What is a foreseeable future? A period generally not longer than 1 year after the date of the balance sheet, unless there is evidence to the contrary. Right, so obviously you are issuing the audit report for the current year and going. So before going, check na whether next year you have to come. And a going concern, because if the entity is not a going concern, then you will not have to come for the audit for next year. Right, so you have to check for the going concern assumption which has been used by the management in the preparation of financial statements. Can anybody tell me what is the accounting impact of going concern assumption on the financial statements? Okay, accrual basis, very good. No, going concern is proper, then you won't record a disposal value. When going concern is not proper, then you will record a disposal value. I am asking what is the impact of going concern being appropriate? What is the accounting impact? You say entity is going concern. What is the impact on accounting?
You will do the accounting on prudence basis.
Prudence, okay.
Historical cost.
We consider the historical cost and not the realizable value of the assets, okay. That is why we have non-current and current. Had it not been a going concern, everything is current. You understand, no? Had it not been a going concern, then everything would have been current. That is why we distinguish between capital and revenue expenditure. You understand, no? Had it not been a going concern, no need to distinguish between capital revenue, all assets at their disposal value, no need to charge depreciation. You understand, right? I can show you one company's accounts, report, audit report. Now the format of the report has changed, that is why I didn't show you this report. Now we have the new format, no? Yes. Yes. Right. So, yes, this is long back. We have audited 2006 now, the attached balance sheet of Madras Fertilizers Limited. Look at the gross error.
Accounting standards or audit?
हाँ, ऑडिट का क्लास नहीं करते तो ऐसा होता है. Okay, right? Okay, right. Next one. Then, okay, right. Next one. Company has not complied with AS2 and AS29. Then attention is invited. Escalation claim not provided for. Then some overstatement of inventory by 22 crore and understatement of consumption of manufactured urea by 22 crore. ESI of 0.63, again provision should have been made. Then 1.18 crore, 0.78 crore, 1.36 crore. So list. Current year loss of 26, accumulated losses should have been high by so much. Yes, then the company has incurred a net loss. Going concern is no more valid as this company. Yes, accumulated losses are so much. In view of the above, all this, the company's reference to BIFR, net worth is fully eroded, viability of the company is doubtful. And in view of the above, we are of the opinion that the company's account should have been compiled on a gone concern. Not a going concern. Going, gone. And a gone concern. He could have said realization basis. No, gone. Okay. Had the company not followed going concern, significant adjustments to assets and liabilities resulting in further erosion of the net worth would be required. And in view of the adverse opinion formed, the said balance sheet and profit and loss does not give the information required by the Act and does not give a true and fair view. Adverse opinion. It says they should have been prepared on gone concern, but they have been prepared on the going concern. So that is why it says adverse. The financial statements are not true and fair, right? So tomorrow we'll complete with the 500 series.